Thank you, Provost Ponton, President Howard, and council members. It's our great privilege to be with you today. It's also been my honor to serve as the campus organizer of Buffalo State's China 150 program. There's an information sheet in your packets, I believe, about the China 150 and the background of what the program entails. As you find that, let me offer a brief summary. On May 12th, there was a significant earthquake in the Sichuan region of China. And as a result of that, SUNY became involved with trying to aid students whose education was disrupted as a part of that, as a result of that earthquake. To that end, 150 students were invited to participate in SUNY for this academic year. Buffalo State is hosting 17 of those students. Buffalo State's program is really unique in that we did create a special context that we're very proud of at Buffalo State about this. As expected, these students thrived in and out of class, and when we met this Saturday, President Howard was able to host a special reception for the students and their host families. And the heartfelt expressions of emotion from the students, faculty, staff, and families stood as proof that this program had met all of its expectations. And today, I'm delighted to introduce three of these students who are here to talk to you. We have Ms. Tan Ziwei, a sophomore studying English, Ms. Su Chang, a junior studying Public Affairs Management, and Mr. Zheng Zhutao, a junior studying English. I'm going to let them come to the microphone in turn and discuss their experiences here at Buffalo State.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. I'm Ziwei Tan from Sichuan, China. I'm a sophomore this year, and I'm an English major. It's a great honor for me to have this opportunity to stand and speak here today. I came here last August with my 16 peers, thanks to the CSC SUNY 150 program. This program is sponsored by CSC, China Scholarship Council, and SUNY, the State University of New York, in order to bring 150 students from Sichuan to New York for 1 year's study. However, this program is different from any other exchange programs that CSC or SUNY have ever done. Sichuan, our beautiful hometown, located in the southwest of China, was devastatingly impacted by the earthquake on May 12th in 2008. Therefore, this exchange program becomes a symbol of the friendship between China and the U.S. in the time of disaster. And everyone concerned with this program holds the same hope in their heart that these 150 Chinese students will be more able to help rebuild their hometown after this 1 year's unique experience in the U.S. The 150 students are from 13 different colleges in Sichuan area. All the students are locals in Sichuan, and all of them were affected by the earthquake. The 150 students, who are either sophomore or junior, were chosen from more than 2,000 applicants through interviews that examined their academic performances and English proficiencies. These students spent the last 2 semesters as full-time students with more than 28 credits at 22 different SUNY campuses. The students are from different majors, and they took classes which would be available for credit transfer. In addition to our classes, CSC SUNY 150 program also initiated leadership programs, which would help to form a group of leaders who will commit themselves to rebuilding the disaster area after returning to China. The 17 students at Buffalo State College got help from the concerted efforts of all the faculty members in this school, and also from the neighboring communities. We were helped both in our living and studying, and today I will talk about our academic experience at Buffalo State College. When we first came here, we were faced with great challenges. One of the biggest difficulties is the language barrier. For us, the first paper in English, the first speech in front of our classmates, and the first tests in English were all great challenges. It took both courage and hard work to overcome these obstacles and to continue our academic pursuit. And we also get help from the school. I want to first thank Dr. Liang Grace, the Assistant Dean of the International and Exchange Program. She was the first one to contact with us when we were still in China. Through emails, we got to learn about Buffalo State College from Dr. Grace. She also helped us to choose courses, and she's responsible for our academic plan for the 2 semesters, and I must say, she did a wonderful job. Then I want to thank all the faculty members of Buffalo State College who helped us in our academic pursuit. These faculty members understand our difficulties and showed us great patience and support. They encouraged us to speak out our ideas, workshop with our classmates, and participate in extracurricular activities. These activities helped us both in our study, and they also helped us to get involved in this new environment. I also need to thank the Office of International Student Affairs, directed by Dr. Jean Gounod, for arranging the English conversation program for us, which helped us a lot to improve our English communicating skills. The Chinese Partner Program arranged by Dr. Zhang Jie, in which we helped American students in the Chinese class, gave us a chance to share our culture with American students. Now, at the end of the term, we all feel proud that we've made the best use of the 2 semesters to learn and to improve, and we also feel grateful for all the people who showed us their care and help. Thank you.
Great.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yu Chanshu, one of the 70 Sichuan students, and today I feel very honored to stand here and share our social experience with you. Sometimes we really felt, though being thousands of miles away from our country, our family and friends, we never felt we were forgotten or lonely, because there are many people here in the United States who never hesitated to give our help and warmth. We were not relatives nor friends, and we even didn't know each other before we came. But since the moment we arrived at Buffalo State College, they cared us and welcomed us as we were their old friends and family members. Knowing that the weather here was going to be terrible in the winter, they collected large numbers of clothes and boots for us, even though it was just early in the end of September. Worrying that we will miss our own families, they assigned each one of us with American host families. Those families often invite us to their houses for holidays. They showed us the real life of American and prepared Christmas presents for us, and even put us in their family pictures. We really felt we were cared as their family members. There is no distance, no differences, or any sense of exclusion, but a feeling of warmth and cohesion. Realizing that we wanted to learn more about American culture and history, they organized all kinds of long and short-distance trips to take us to different parts of the United States. During those trips, not only did we enjoy the particular and beautiful sceneries, but also we understand how people in other parts of the world live and work. Hoping we can get more idea of this diverse world, they made and can make friends with people of other races, religion, and countries. They organized lots of interesting and meaningful activities, such as Culture Night, International Fiesta, and so forth. During that process, we learned how to present our talent and show ourselves to the world, as well as making new friends. Considering the great challenges and changes we are going to face when we go back to China, they hosted a re-entry program to prepare us for all those difficulties, in which we learned how to adjust ourselves to a new environment, how to balance society's expectation with our own abilities, and how to apply our knowledge and experience into our future lives. Here, we really want to say thank you. Without your help, careful protection, your great help, and strong support, we could not have had such a terrific experience ever in our lives. We want to give our appreciation to Mrs. Eleanor Blackburn, the mother of international students. It is her who engaged in arranging all those wonderful activities for us. It is her who kindly and tirelessly taught us how to love others and to be loved. Without her, we could not become who we are now. Also, we want to give our sincere thanks to Dr. Jean Gunnard, Dr. Zhang Jie, Dr. Scott Johnson, our mentors, and all faculty and staff members of Buffalo State College. It is you who selflessly sacrificed for us. Every improvement we made, every experience we gained is due to your hard work and contribution. Without your support, we could not even be here. Last but not least, we want to thank our great president, Dr. Howard. Thank you for your wisdom and vision to make all those amazing decisions and hire those wonderful people to work for you, for Buffalo State College, and for SUNY. Thank you very much. And we, on behalf of other Sichuan students, cordially welcome all of you to China and to Chengdu. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, President Howard, distinguished guests. My name is Shu Tao Zhen, one of the China 150 program students, major in English. I'm from Sichuan, in the southwest of China. I'm honored to be given this opportunity as a representative of the 17 Sichuan students to deliver these remarks. I spent my junior year here at Buffalo State College. During this one academic year, I have experienced so many things that I would never have had the chance to experience if I were back in China. I witnessed the 44th American presidential election. I once went to an international study course to tell American students things about China. I even traveled across the border of the United States to its neighbor country, Canada, etc. All this experience have broadened my horizon and shaped me in a good way. I learned a lot about American culture, American people, and American society as a whole. Among all the things I've learned, the most amazing one is that I can build relationships with people living in a totally different cultural background and actually benefit from it. Here I would like to share a little story happened during the first few weeks after we came to Buffalo State College. When we first arrived here, our primary thing we needed to do was introduce ourselves to others, and herein came the problem. As you all know, Chinese names are quite different from English names and hard for people to remember. So the next time we meet someone, they were very likely to ask, "I'm sorry, what's your name again?" A few weeks later, to be convenient, we all named ourselves with new English names, and mine was Jack. One day, when I went to see Dr. Jean-Yves Gunnard, Director of the International Students Affairs, to fill some required forms, he asked me, "What's your name?" "Jack," I replied. "What's your Chinese name?" "Shu Tao," I replied again. "Okay, Shu Tao, forget about your English name, Jack or Mike or whatever. Use your Chinese name. It's not your fault that people here can't pronounce your name correctly. You should be proud of your Chinese name. I'm from France. My name is Jean-Yves Gunnard. I'm proud of my name. Use your name." That was the first cultural shock I experienced in America. From that day, I began to be proud of my Chinese name and always introduce myself as Shu Tao, not Jack. Then I figured out that my name was not only about me as a person, it was also a name representing my cultural background, my past, and my country. This is what I learned from Dr. Gunnar that day. You learn from the people you meet and interact with, no matter where you are, what language you are speaking, and what country you are from. That was only one little story I had during the first few weeks of being at Buffalo State College. Having been here for about 9 months, we have tons of stories to share, both with you and our friends back in China. When we go back to Sichuan at the end of this May, we, both myself and the 16 other Sichuan students, would like to be ambassadors for Buffalo State. We would like to be the liaisons between Buffalo State College and Sichuan. We would also like to build a Sichuan Buffalo State Alumni Association to help more Sichuan people get to know about this college. And we also welcome American students to come to Sichuan to discover Chinese culture and see things in a Chinese way. I bet they will find, just as I did, living in another culture is a rewarding, a life-changing experience. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
I think you can all see that these are some very impressive young people, and we're lucky to have them as part of the Buffalo State family. You should also know that Buffalo State has been selected for 2 significant events related to the China 150 program. First, Consul General Ping of the Chinese Consulate in New York City will be coming to visit Buffalo State on May 10th. And during that time, he will be leading a commemorative ceremony about the anniversary of the earthquake. Also, Counselor Sen Jianjun of the consulate will attend our International Affairs Alumni Induction Ceremony on May 15th, where our China 150 students will be inducted into Buffalo State's Alumni Association. We would not have been selected for these honors were it not for the efforts of our faculty and staff, some of whom are in this room. 2 I wish to single out, which are Mark Petrie and Tim Eklund. But we also must recognize 2 men who have done most of the work, especially the frontline work with the students, and that is Dr. Gennard and Dr. Zhang Jie. So if they could stand and be recognized, please.